I was locked inside a machine by my parents for 15 years. During these 15 years, I had never seen the outside world, because since childhood, I had a rare disease. I could only breathe purified air. I thought I would spend my whole life inside the purification chamber. But that day, the ground suddenly shook violently. This caused a complete power outage in the whole city. The purification chamber automatically switched to backup power, and a yellow smoke instantly swept in. Anyone who inhaled it would faint. My father wanted to check the situation, but he discovered an even stronger airflow rushing over. Everyone fled in panic. Father also ran home as fast as he could and pulled mother away from the window. Right after that, the toxic gas seeped into the room. Because I could not touch the outside air, they could only leave me there. Soon the two of them ran up to the rooftop. Their kind old couple took them in, looking at the toxic gas covering the city outside the window. The couple was extremely worried about my safety, so they immediately used the intercom to talk to me. After confirming I was safe, they finally felt relief. Then they went to the rooftop and found that everyone at the lower levels had already died. Fortunately, the toxic gas showed no sign of rising further. After my father examined it, he found the gas had no smell but was deadly. But since the whole city was without power, the backup battery of my purification chamber could only last 3 hours. Since father was on the 7th floor, to hold his breath and run down to the 2nd floor to replace the battery and come back, it would take at least 5 minutes. For an ordinary person, it was impossible. Suddenly, father remembered that the old man on the 6th floor had oxygen masks, so he decided to risk going down. He planned to climb down the water pipe. Before entering the toxic gas, he took a deep breath, then quickly broke the glass window and successfully entered the old man's home. Just as father was about to search, he found the old man lying on the ground, but by then he had no signs of life. Father had no time to pray for him because his own oxygen was almost gone. Just when I was about to collapse, he finally found an oxygen tank in the corner. He quickly put on the mask and turned on the valve, then breathed in big gulps of oxygen. Just as father was about to leave with the oxygen tank, he suddenly heard a noise in the room. Curious, he grabbed a hammer to check and found a healthy puppy inside. Father was shocked. Could the dog be immune to the gas? But the mother dog in the room was already dead. He had no time to think. Soon he returned home to replace my battery and gave me some supplies to collect more batteries. Father went downstairs again. He saw that the streets were full of corpses. They were foaming at the mouth, looking terrifying. Father gripped his mask tightly to avoid inhaling the gas. Then he began removing car batteries, trying to collect as many as possible. Suddenly he heard noises ahead. Father quickly went to check. It turned out the army was leading survivors to escape. The soldiers saw that father was not using a standard gas mask, so they gave him a pure oxygen protective suit and invited him to join the group. But thinking of me and mother still at home, he refused. Before leaving, father asked the soldier for one more protective suit. When he returned home, father was horrified to find that the toxic gas in the city had risen by 3 centimeters. He realized we had to escape immediately, but I could not be exposed to the air. I had to wear a spacesuit, and that could only be found in the laboratory in the city center. A round trip would take 3 hours, but in order to save me as well, my parents did not hesitate at all and set out.